What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hey, isn't that Philip DeFranco's intro? Welcome to Hangin with the Sloth. I'm your host, Shmolty. Today on the podcast, we have my good pal Otzdarva, who makes Dark Souls videos and a bunch of other silly satire videos. If you haven't checked him out, you'll have a chance to do that, of course. But before I get started, I actually wanted to mention, if you're not following on iTunes or SoundCloud, or any of the audio platforms I'm on, rather than just YouTube, you can go ahead and do that. Links are in the description. I've seen some comments saying that I should move over to iTunes, but I'm already there. So you guys can check that out so you can listen on the go without having to worry about closing the video and stopping the audio. But Otz and I talk about a lot of cool shit. We talk about YouTube, of course, and sponsorships for YouTube, video games, and all that good stuff. It was a really interesting conversation, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you for all the support on the podcast so far. It seems like you guys are really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying making them, so appreciate it. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right into the podcast. All right, everybody, we're here with my good friend Otzdarva. I suppose we should start with kind of how we met, I guess, how we got connected. I usually like to start with that.
How did we even meet?
I remember, because it was quite a moment. I remember you commented on one of my For Honor videos, and I was like, holy shit, is that Otzdarva? So I fucking
I don't get that
channel
often.
to make sure it was legit, and it was you, and I was like, oh. And then pretty much from there, we just connected on Twitter.
That's true. Your videos caused a big impression on me. I really, really like them.
Really?
I knew you had potential.
Wow.
And I mean, it's obviously I was right, because you're doing really well now.
Yeah, thanks. You believed in me from the start. I was at like probably 20 to 30,000 subscribers.
I think you might have. Oh, well, you probably remember better than I do. Yeah, you were definitely. If you were above 10,000, it wasn't by much.
Yeah.
I knew it was a matter of time. I didn't know how big For Honor was going to get, but I knew you would go far.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate the.
Of course,
confidence.
You're getting kind of close to my subscriber number, so the day you have one more subscriber than I do, then we're no longer friends.
Then we can't talk anymore. Yeah,
then you're competition and you're on your own then.
I'll cherish this while it lasts.
But dude, that growth is massive, so well done.
Oh, it's insane, dude. I can't even comprehend it sometimes. It's wild. So I've never asked you this, but Otzdarva, how did you come up with that name or decide you wanted to do that for your stuff?
Well, to be honest, there's not a big story about it. There's an Armored Core game that I really, really liked that had a character that was called Otzdarva but with an S instead of a Z. And I just took up the name, made a YouTube with it, and then I did nothing for 2 years until one day I was inspired by the Dark Souls games, which I really like to make videos. Mm-hmm. So I went along with that, really.
That's kind of neat. It doesn't have to be a fucking super deep story and really impactful. It's just interesting to know how people came up with
I might change it if I started over. Having a difficult name, if you look up a Google autocomplete, you can see that people misspell my name all the time. It's kind of hard to get it right. You gotta have something that sticks in the memory. And Otzdarva is such a weird ass name.
Yeah,
you never remember at first. Does it happen to you with yours?
Yeah, people usually spell my name for some reason with a C, like Shmolty. I get that a ton.
How?
I don't know. I really don't know, but for some reason I get that a lot, especially when I was first starting out. Most comments were Shmolty instead of the correct way. So it happens no matter what.
I can't complain, because Otzdarva, at least my friends, they just call me Otz, and it's got a good short version. What can Shmolty be shortened to, though?
Pretty much just Shmolty or something. I guess Shmolt, but then you're missing one letter. So
you're just a sloth now. That's
just the Sloth. That's so much easier to pronounce. Sloth. Yeah, my old YouTube was actually Sleepy Sloth, so I felt like that was really easy. But that was a good change in branding, though. Shmolty, it just sounds right. I really like it. I know. I agree. I think it sounds a lot better, and people are happy with it. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how it just happens. But I always call you Otz, just because that's what I've noticed people usually call you anyway. Simple.
No one has that much saliva to say my name twice. It's too much effort.
It's too much.
I don't even say my name twice now.
I don't have that kind of time, dude, to use your whole name. Just Otz.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what games are you looking forward to? Because I know that Dark Souls is pretty much like the center of your channel and what you play.
What am I going to tell you? I know that you started big on For Honor, and you probably realize like you make a For Honor video and 90% of your viewers go watch it like it, but then you branch out to anything else, and it's kind of scary because no one watches that shit.
Right, exactly.
I'm in the same conundrum, but with the Dark Souls series, because it was a game series that I really, really, really liked, and I made videos about the first one, the second one, the third one, then Bloodborne, which is not a Dark Souls game, but you know it's close enough.
Yeah.
And everything from there is kind of like shaky. What do I do now? Of course.
Right. Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm kind of struggling myself. I don't have like a format that I'm still super comfortable. Like some channels will do. They're known for reviews that they'll do, for every game. So no matter what game comes out, they can always do a review, or they can always do funny PvP montage or this or that. Whereas I feel that my content is not very consistent at all. Like it just goes from one place to another. There's always something that has in common, and I guess that's why people stick around to watch it, I suppose. Right. But I'm still trying to find what it is I want to do, and I'm trying, of course. Now, games I look forward to. There's Absolver coming out real soon. Fortnite I thought was going to be kind of cool, but it seems like it's tied pretty soon, so I'm not sure I'll get into that at all. Then there's the games from the same company that made the Dark Souls games that are going to come out in probably next couple years. The Armored Core game, which is a mecha fighting game, which I'm really excited about, and whatever it is they do next, I'll be here to play. And of course, I'm super obsessed with PUBG. So
right, I was going to bring that up. Because you made a couple of PUBG videos, right? Yeah,
and it's, if you watch all my other videos, you would think, oh, this guy's an action RPG, maybe you wouldn't think I'm a shooter type of, but I just love Battlegrounds so much for completely different reasons. I have a blast playing it. And one of the things that makes, I think, my streams and my videos unique is that I try to bring as many people from my little community into them as possible. Like I'll make events where everyone will be able to join, and we'll see who comes up with the dumbest fucking thing. And in PUBG, when you have private matches and you can play with viewers, that gives me a lot of freedom to play with the people that watch me, and that is really important to me.
Yeah, that's super cool. Because I always struggle with that, like with For Honor, how to get people in, and it ended up being like a really big hassle.
For Honor, it's if a game needs you to add people on Steam, or your Steam friend is full or whatever, if a game doesn't make it easier for you to play with viewers, I don't really enjoy it as much. I think that's one of the things I'll be looking out for. I'll be looking out for in upcoming games to get into. Yeah. To me, it's really important that I can play with the people that watch me, because they just, if my videos at their core are just me reacting to all the dumb shit my viewers throw at me. Right. And I'm really proud about that, like that I can play with the people that care enough to watch my videos. Yeah, it works. But some games you just have like, you can only play with 2 people, and you have to add them to your friends instead of being able to invite people randomly. And yeah, that makes it difficult for me. So I always look out for games where I can play with people.
Right. And it works for your channel. It's like a really cool flavor, I guess. Always playing with fans and stuff like that. Because not a lot of people actually do that consistently, you know what I mean?
Well, I think we all do whatever we think we're best at, or because, for instance, I think your style is great for guides. So you would want to pick a game where people are looking for, the next character or the next moveset or the next whatever. That works really well with your channel. You wouldn't play a game where people don't look up guides or don't look up commentaries, right?
Right, exactly.
So it's not like I've decided it. I've just realized it's what I do best, or what people like to watch the most. So that's kind of what I will look for.
Yeah, that's interesting. Absolver is
what games are you looking for though?
Besides Absolver, I don't know, man. Like Shadow of War looks pretty interesting, but that's another thing where it's like I don't know where I would fit my sort of content into it, because I feel a lot of the same, like always looking for the next game outside of like For Honor, and I have Rainbow Six as well, which is pretty similar.
You're doing pretty well with Rainbow Six, aren't you? That seems like an enjoyable game. I've never gotten into it though.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with Rainbow Six videos. I've made I think 2 so far, aside from like a long time ago, and people seem to really like those, so I have that. But it's different, like what games you're looking forward to playing as opposed to what games you're looking forward to like making videos about. It's like a different beast because I there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to, but
it's hard to anticipate sometimes because there's so many games where I think I would have been playing them for years and they just turn out to be really disappointing. And then there's just gems that turn out that you didn't even know were being made, and one day you try them out, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna make 20 videos about this.
Exactly, yeah, and you don't really know until you actually play it too. Like you actually.
But I think it's almost a necessary compromise at some point, because if you look at the really, really big successful channels, I think most of them are the ones that early on realize that they have to branch out, and in the long run, I would say having people watch you because of you instead of because of the game is a better strategy if you want to stay in YouTube.
Oh yeah,
because if someone looks up your video to realize to find out what the best weapon in this game is, they're probably not going to care much when they move on from that game. If they watch it because they think you're funny or because they enjoy your insight on the game or whatever, they're going to look forward to your next video.
Right, exactly.
Look at Donkey. I think he was in the same spot where he made leak videos, which kind of propel him to the public. And then he did the occasional other game videos that probably weren't as popular back then. But then he decided, hey, I'm gonna put down League or maybe make little videos or no videos about it, and then I'm just gonna branch out to other games. And I think he's doing massively well better now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because people are staying because his personality and his humor. So yeah, it's a tough thing because it's very easy to carry on the wave of a new game where people are watching all the videos that come out for it. But yeah, if you get people to stay after watching one of your videos for another game, I think that means a lot. Right,
absolutely. I think it's more fun that way too, because then you have a lot more freedom and you can kind of just, in essence,
and that the people that are watching you care about, like you have a more loyal audience or an audience that watches you for yourself, not just because they want to find out whatever. So in the long run, I would say it's better. I don't know what you think about it, if you feel that what you do in videos impacts your subscribers, but sometimes to me it feels like you have to make a compromise, like, because if I wanted to get the most views, of course I would make 3 Dark Souls 3 videos a day. That's what most of my viewers want. But then one day I would realize that the game is dead, and I would have nowhere else to branch off to.
Yeah, you would really like.
You don't want to wait till the last minute.
And on top of that, it's super hard to be that creative with one game like that consistently. Like, at some point, your videos would just be less quality. They'd be less enjoyable.
That's another thing. Like, eventually you'll have the comments where it's like, "Oh, this video is exactly like it's tough shit making videos when there's so many people making the same kinds of videos, so much competition. It's not easy. I don't know about you. I don't know what your creative process is like, but I know I've discarded lots of videos in my mind. Some like have made some just rough drafts, but it's tough sometimes. If you have a standard of quality, and I know because I watch you and because I'm subscribed to you that you do. I know some people just upload videos every day with like 10 minutes and edited footage or whatever, but if you actually work on your videos, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's really tough. Sometimes I wish I could just upload lazy videos, but it's more fun.
Well, I mean, we're not too late to make a blog channel.
Yeah, there you go. Start putting out vlogs and let's plays on the second channel, and watch that one rise to the top while you're true.
You don't have a second channel, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, I do. Don't try. Don't put me shit, because now I'm just exposing myself.
Exposed, dude. Wow.
Yeah, no, but it's a good thing. I think it's necessary. If you have a lot of unfiltered content, I had a lot of people asking me, "Oh, why don't you upload the full stream, or why don't you upload this how to video?" I was like, no. Like, I want every upload to be something people, like most of my viewers, look forward to, that they're really excited for. And if you saturate your own market with videos that are not relevant to your audience, they're not going to care as much about the one that you really want them to care about.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah, like I have a standard.
If you ever feel in that crossroads where you don't want to upload something, do make a second channel. I think people will appreciate it. I think it's the right way to go, personally.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a second channel, but I just wouldn't do like Let's Plays on the channel I currently have, because there's a certain standard I want to meet every video. And if I stop meeting that standard, then people will stop expecting that from me. You know, kind of like you said,
right.
It's like a rewarding.
Now I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. What if you were really, really hard pressed for like views or money, because I don't know, because you need to move or you're short of money? What would the first thing that you would compromise? Like, would you start making more videos? Would you start doing laser videos? Because that's something I think about. Like, if I was hard pressed to make more money, what's the first thing that I would throw out the window?
That's an interesting question, and I don't ever want to be in that position. For the reason I don't know what I would do, because like I wouldn't want to sacrifice quality. Like, that would be the last thing I would want to do. But I guess a second channel could be good for that reason, or like streaming is good for that. I'm trying to stream on Twitch more as well, and that's also nice to interact.
Oh,
with friends.
that's a smart thing to do, even if you're not hard pressed now. But trust me, I would, if I had to look back and say, what's the one thing I have done right in all my YouTube years, and it's been start streaming, if you can afford it, of course, time wise or money wise. It's a really, really good way of building up the community. And yeah, if your YouTube goes down one day, and you know, for all we know, I don't know if the demonetization thing has affected you very much, but
it hasn't.
If what we're saying is true, it can happen to anyone. Like, overnight, you start making no money at all. You might as well diversify your sources of income a little bit, because I mean, I don't want to like stroke my I don't want to stroke myself too much and poor us, but this things that require a lot of time, and obviously you're counting on the money or on whatever you make at the end of the month, and if 1 month it's completely gone, you kind of need to be ready. You just can't depend entirely on it.
Right, that's kind of what I was thinking with moving over to Twitch as well, just diversifying like platforms and, you know, income. But then I like streaming, but I feel like it's also a good platform for streaming as opposed to just YouTube. Like, there's more you can do.
But how have you found streaming? Do people like watching you live? What is it like? Because I know it was quite special for me when I switched from YouTube to doing live streams. I don't know how do you have a hard time like keeping up the same persona kind of thing? Or
when I stream, I've thought about doing, because I feel like at this point it's kind of obvious that in my videos I'm intentionally an asshole sometimes, and like I try to exaggerate I
know. I don't. It's not like you have huge like made up character, but I think anyone would recognize that when you make videos, you're not exactly talking the same way you would talk for like if you were talking for 5 hours straight during a live stream, you know?
Yeah, and so like, I thought about kind of trying to keep that in streams, but I ended up just, from what I have been doing, I just kind of relax. Like, I just kind of have a good time and talk to people, and because I'm really like sort of a laid back person, I kind of just go with the flow sort of thing, and I'm not like super outgoing, so I just kind of am myself, I guess, to a certain degree. And it's really cool. Like, people really enjoyed that, and I've got a lot of people saying like, these are really chill, I like to hang out. But I also get people that just say like, this is boring and all that. You know, you're always gonna have two sides to the coin. But
why don't you play For Honor?
I get that so much, so much, dude.
I don't know. The day I stopped, it's worse for me, because I mean, when I play Dark Souls 3 on PS4, they're like, oh, why don't you play on PC? And when I play on PC, why don't you play on PS4? And when I play something, why don't you play on PC or PS4?
Yeah.
But it's fun. I really like it.
Yeah, it's hard to keep everyone happy, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I really enjoy streaming. I don't think I could do it super consistently, like weekly at the least, but like not every day.
That's a good way to start. I think I did that for like a long time. And then you can see where, if it's just like a community building kind of thing, or if you just want to spend more time on it.
Right, exactly. That's kind of how I've been treating it. And every time I stream a game that's like, Absolver is the best example of something that's been close enough to For Honor that people don't get so upset. But anytime I would stream anything else, it was just like, why isn't this For Honor? And I was like,
Yeah, but I mean, the people, generally speaking, most people are super nice. At least in my case, they'll just play whatever you want. They won't be pushy. But people, they don't. Of course, they just want to be entertained at right there and then. The one thing long term, the one thing that, you know, that maybe you have to cover this new game that just came out, or maybe you're tired of that game you've played for 500 hours and you just want to try something else. But they won't have that bit of empathy to. They just want to see you play the game they love you for, and that's of course understandable.
Yeah, there's two sides to it, but yeah, a lot of people are really understanding, which is awesome. But some people don't have that filter. But it's fun.
And if you allow me one question, I'm very curious because I brought up the what if you were desperate, right? And you had to lower something. What do you think about the whole deal with the sponsorships and whatnot? Because that's something I'm approached on a regular basis, and I decline on a regular basis, and I've done it like once or twice.
Yeah, I do.
But I think it's super prevalent, and I see so many big channels that are constantly pushing out advertisements, and some are like kind of you don't mind so much because it's just a little sponsorship at the start of the video or whatever. But some others are really intrusive, or really like obvious and blatant. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think there's a really fine line to be drawn because like I've done one sponsorship, and it was for amino apps in my Gladiator guide. And the reason I did it is because I felt it was like really relevant, and it's a community app, and they have a part that's, designated to For Honor, which a lot of my viewers watch, and that's a For Honor video. So I thought it worked, and I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty nice product. I actually liked the app. I don't use it super regularly, but I saw it as a good product, and I was happy to advertise.
Yeah, you kind of believed in it. You saw how people could actually benefit from using it, I suppose.
Right, exactly.
Like selling snake oil to your viewers.
Right. Like I felt like it was relevant, and that it was actually something that my audience would be interested in. But there's a fine line, because if you're just putting out ads because they're ads, like just I need the money, and I'm gonna advertise this beard oil, and I don't even have a beard or something, then it gets troublesome. But for the most part, I don't see any problem with it. I think if you think it's a good idea and it's necessary,
I would agree. Of course, if you do make a sponsorship, it should be something close to your own values. Maybe you advertise a product or a game that you already think is good. That would be my case. I did pick two sponsored videos for two games. One that I really liked, I'm super proud of, and the other one that I was kind of skeptical. And they told me to be as frank as I wanted, and I think they didn't quite enjoy how frank it was.
Right? Yeah. I see you say that, but
that's fine. That's fine. I think I'm proud of that one, especially because one of them I just donated to charity. I just did it because I thought the game was good, but. Since then, I've been approached by a lot more. Maybe they saw those and they were like, oh, maybe he'll do another, right? Yeah. And one of the things these people that they want to advertise, a mobile phone or whatever, one thing they do is they often show you examples of other YouTubers who've done it, right? And this is the thing that kind of horrifies me, because I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I'm just kind of curious, okay, what did this guy say? So I click on the examples that they gave me, and I see constantly channels that have like 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 subscribers, like large channels. And I see the products they advertise and all this like borderline scam websites and skin trading stuff and things that I would never even use myself or advise anyone to use. And I'm like, how do people not call them out on this? Because then you see the videos and they have like, perfectly fine like ratios. You have a watch through the comments. No one's complaining. No one's calling it out.
Really?
So I do think, yeah. And I've seen so many of these big channels with videos where they have advertisements and things that I think are just, put plainly like scams. And no one would really bat an eye or say anything. So I think the audience should be understanding, because advertisements, it's not like YouTube where they pay you. You have to really. They can pay very well if you have a large channel, right? But at the same time, I think it's a blow to your credibility, and it's also a huge disservice to your viewers, depending on what it is you're advertising, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
So I would like people to be understanding if the product is fine, but also to be critical if the YouTuber that you've watched for years is now selling you snake oil.
Exactly. Yeah. I think, like I said, like there's a fine line. And once you reach a certain point, it's just, it's just disingenuous, you know? Like you're just throwing out product to get paid instead of, you know, a platform for sharing something that you think could actually be cool and getting paid, you know, just as a benefit. So yeah, there's a fine line there.
It's very tempting if someone approaches you to make a video on a game that you were gonna play anyway, right? That I can understand, but I don't know, man. I've seen this free to play apps that will suck your money to do anything, and all this terrible things. I'm considering making a video about all the offers I've received, and I'm just playing through the game on all of them on a single video just to see what it would be like.
Right.
Because I think it's so ridiculous, and I might actually do that. I'll let you know if I do.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. Give me a spot in the video.
Hell yeah! Okay, you should send me a sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
I can maybe
Perfect.
I can put a sloth in the background of one of my videos for like 2 seconds. $5,000.
I just some shitty sponsorship or like a collaborating offer. Like that would be great. I think that'd be funny. Oh man, but yeah, it's that's interesting to me. Nobody really acknowledges it on those big channels. I would think that they would get just waves of comments like freaking out because people are so happy to jump on that.
It just bothers me so much because there's I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to name and shame, right? There's a smaller channel that I watch very religiously. He makes amazing videos, like these videos, you know, the ones that get very little views but have a lot of work put into them, right?
Right.
And he made one sponsored video for a mobile app, and people tear him to shreds. Like, what is this shit? Where's my next video? Why have you even? This is bullshit. This is terrible. This is a scam. And you know, I understand, but at the same time, why are people calling on this poor guy when there's such huge YouTubers who do this on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's weird. Like once you're at a certain point, like a really big YouTuber, it's almost like you're untouchable to that kind of thing.
What do you think? Do you think it will come a point where we'll get carried away and we'll just think we can get away with shit like this? I hope not.
You mean like you and me?
Yeah, like, I don't know, say in a year, you're like sitting at 1 million subs, which you could easily be, in my honest opinion. And I'll hate you for it, but you could easily be. So, yeah, and what do you think? Do you think it will change yet?
No, not for me, and I don't think you would either. And it's not that I'm like super moral and like just, you know, I don't want to say anything like that or like toot my own horn. I just think if I was at that point, I would feel that I had a big enough audience that I don't even need ads, especially if they're not relevant to me. You know,
that's very true. But I don't know, maybe not so much in our kind of channel, but I've seen people become really greedy, like huge YouTubers that could easily make a living.
It could definitely happen. Stuff. And, you know, like that kind of thing can certainly go to your head. Even getting to 100K, I feel like I can understand.
Yeah, that's like, wow. Yeah, I know.
Like, there's not a lot of people that are able to accomplish that, really, when you look at like how many people there are trying and how many people have made it. But I don't know. For me, at the end of the day, I just feel like I just make these to have fun and to make people laugh. And I'm not really in it for the money. Like, obviously, money is fucking money. But even if I was at a level where I could get away with shit like that, I just don't think I would want to. I don't think I would care to.
That's very good. And I don't know about you, but I've had the luck of being surrounded by people who are very honest. Mm-hmm. And anytime, you know, not in this kind of regard maybe, but anytime I step the line or do anything that's unlike me, I always have people that are very willing to, you know, slap me in the face and bring me back to my senses, and I'm very grateful for that.
Right.
And maybe some of the people that grow up super quickly, they never get to build that community and that being close enough to your audience to care about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to surround myself with honest people like that. I think it's important to have. Well,
you got me on the podcast, so obviously you're trying.
Yeah, I got you for sure.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but yeah, there's definitely a fine line there. So you started streaming after YouTube then?
Yeah, and sometimes people will ask, "Oh, how do you start Twitch? How do you start streaming?" Honestly, if I had to start a YouTube channel from scratch, then of course it's like getting the first 100 subscribers, the first 1,000, it's incredibly difficult.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I would kind of know how to go about it. Like, I would more or less have a plan in my mind. But if I had to start streaming from scratch, I would have no idea.
Yeah.
What is it like? Just start streaming, you have like 1 viewer or 0 viewers, and you're just, okay. That's really difficult. Luckily, hello? Frank, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My computer was completely dark. I got scared for a minute that I lost the power or something. Don't mind me then. Yeah, I would know how to start out. Luckily, when I started on Twitch, I had quite a few subscribers on YouTube already, so lots of people follow me there, and that was a big head start.
Yeah, that helps.
I wouldn't know how to start on Twitch. Yeah,
I wouldn't either. I always wonder that, like, how do you grow an audience on Twitch from just streaming?
I mean, it must be quite special when you have like one person watching you. You're like, dude, you're my best friend now.
Right? Yeah.
I'll play Minecraft. Just tell me what you want to watch. I'm here, dude. Until we have 2 people, then we'll have to sort it out. But
right.
Yeah, it must be really difficult. I guess my best guess would be that sometimes I've gone through the game directories and on Twitch, like, I don't know, how many people are playing this game? Oh, there's 3,000 viewers on this game, and then you just go and look through the streamers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that if there was something that really caught my eye, maybe I would start watching. I'll be like, oh, look at this guy, he's trying this. Wow,
right.
I'm gonna watch this, and then I'll be like, wow. Of course, you would need to find something that makes you stay, right? That's same as with
I feel like
else, but
on YouTube it's a lot easier to clickbait, though. I don't know how you would click.
You can
stream.
on YouTube. Still, of course, if you have 100,000 subscribers, you're well ahead of anyone else, and you have a big advantage, right? Mm-hmm. But you can always pick a trendy topic, make a video that's decent, or at least clickbait provoking, reaction provoking, and maybe be blessed by the algorithm. And hey, 2,000 views on your video, perfect. Now you have 20 subscribers, and so on and so forth.
Unfortunately, at this point in the podcast, for some fucking reason, my audio decided to stop working and it cut out. But luckily, I was able to pick it up within about a minute of it happening. So we missed a little bit of Otz talking, and I thought maybe I'd like act out what I was saying, but I just couldn't exactly remember the conversation. It doesn't really work. So sorry about that. Maybe we'll have to discuss what we missed on another podcast, Otz. But anyway, back into where I fixed it.
Don't worry, we can reenact this conversation later if we have to.
I got all of that, I'm pretty sure, but we'll see how it goes. I'll chip everything together. So if something just went wrong, I don't know, my audio stopped recording, so I had to start another one. So I don't know, but anyway, so would you say the Soul series is like your favorite games or game of all time? Like,
well, it's a hard choice because I mean, there's many single player like oldies that I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
But something about the Dark Souls games is so unique. Like, it has such a nice blend of single player and multiplayer. For those of you who are not familiar, the thing with Dark Souls is that it's just an excellent single player experience, but you can also invade other people's worlds, and you can have people come into your world to help you. So it's very dynamic. You can be playing through the game normally, and then you can bring your friend to help you, or you can be invaded by someone who wants to kill you. And you can do so much stuff. You can set traps, you can trick people, you can be friendly, you can stab them in the back. There's so much room to create events and do things like that.
Right.
And even if they're not the best games, the best objective games, they're definitely the ones where I had the most fun, because I could just make an event where I invite 100 people to bring their dumbest cosplay, and then I see 100 summoning signs, and I just summon everyone, and each one is more stupid than the previous one, and it's such a blast. It's a great game, and when you partake in such events, that makes it even better.
Right? Yeah, I agree. I think it's a really special snowflake. My problem with Dark Souls, I don't even know what it is, but I just never seem to finish the games. Like, I played through the second one and I beat it, and then I haven't beat either of the other ones. It's
a notoriously difficult game to get into, I would say. Like,
yeah,
people, there's very little people that are like, people either really, really get into it or never finish it at all. That's what I would say. That's what I would find.
It's interesting. I feel like I'm in the middle, because I really recognize how cool the games are, and I like them a lot. I just, for some reason, I never find the time to play them consistently.
But I think you've made the right call, because the games you do play, I think, suit you a lot better. And as a content creator, I can see how you do better with a For Honor kind of game, where you just need that salt somewhere, and that that sarcasm present everywhere. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. For Honor has one of the saltiest communities I think I've ever come across, or maybe just that I'm exposed to the community more being a creator. But yeah, that's certainly there.
Do you get a lot of shit for? Because I know you make videos on every character or on every class on For Honor. Do you get a lot of, oh, it's you peacekeepers that are ruining the community. Oh, it's you gladiators that are ruining the community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you take a lot of shit?
Yeah, for sure. I
what is it like?
Mostly like peacekeeper. But yeah, still, whenever I make a guide, they're like, "Wow, you're such a piece of shit for playing this one character in a video game."
I made a couple For Honor videos, and I don't take me wrong, but the thing about For Honor that I like the most is throwing people off ledges. And I know every noob says that, but I just love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a couple videos back in like March or something, and people still now comment, how is this still funny? And I'm like, dude, I uploaded this video like 6 months ago. What are you talking about?
Dude, it never gets old.
I'm sorry, okay, I can't go back now.
I made a lot of videos like that, and then I sort of got bored of them, where I would do like the music and everything, and kind of just like people getting salty. But I got bored of making them and watching them, but I feel like nobody else in the community did. It's just it's still huge. I still see videos like that do really well.
Yeah, it must. It also happens to me in Dark Souls 3, where I still see videos that are like very mundane and very. I think anyone could like you watch the latest Dark Souls 3 uploads, and 9 out of 10 will be Dark Souls 3 PvP with this weapon or in this area, like super vanilla stuff, not very original, not super creative. But some people really like to watch things that are consistent, and well, I don't quite understand it either, but
yeah, it's interesting.
I think there's always going to be I can think of one channel, and if anyone knows anything at all about Dark Souls channels, they'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. And on this channel, there's like one video every day of pretty much the exact same stuff, just done in different ways. And it's so popular. And don't get me wrong, I watch it every day. Don't ask me why. But I'm just as guilty. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. There's something that must click with people's minds when you do something consistently, even if it's done 1,000 times before. Yeah.
Which I wish I could do that. I don't know. I just get bored of doing the same thing so much.
Yeah. I don't know. I do feel that you have a very consistent personality and like attitude in your videos. So I can see how you can, when new heroes come out, I see 3 videos of you, and I can kind of see where the 401 is going to go, and that's a good thing, because
yeah, I try to be consistent.
You want your subscribers to subscribe. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's something I struggle with, because there's something my videos have in common, right? But I don't know if you can say you have a series that you could be doing for 5 years.
Right.
Like you watch YouTubers like Joe Vargas, where he's been doing his reviews for 5 or 6 or 7 years. And it makes sense. That's something they can continue to do no matter what happens. But if you're just covering the details, the ins and out of a single game, you have to reinvent yourself every time. That takes work.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of work. So you do a lot of videos with like other creators though. Like collaborations and such, or like just playing with other people? It's only been
recently that I started making some but that is so much fun. Even if I didn't make videos, I would still stream those or even play with them privately, because it's so much fun.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun to watch as well.
And you have people who have very strong feelings about the people they watch, right? And they're like, "Hey, how dare you do this to my favorite YouTuber? You dickhead, why you do this?" It's a lot of fun to see the comments of those videos.
Yeah. Have you ever like reached out to someone and had a bad experience, without obviously mentioning any names?
Hang on, where's my list?
Yeah, I'm sure you kid a lot.
No. I mean, the worst thing that I would say has happened is when you put a lot of work into something and it doesn't do as well, it's not received with as much enthusiasm as you think. But that's only happened like a handful of times. Generally speaking, the people I've reached out to or have reached out to me have been super helpful, have been super fun. My videos with them have done like well. It's not, and the thing is, when you're with someone else, it doesn't take as much effort because you complement one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't constantly have the pressure. Like, if, for instance, if we had to keep the show going for 10 hours, for whatever reason.
Right.
And then I would be explaining a story and you'd be nodding your head. And then I'd be like, what the fuck do I talk about? But then you would intercede and, you would make things happen.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a
otherwise, you're just like a guy in a stand-up shot and you run out of jokes and you still need to talk for 5 minutes and you don't know what to say. So it makes for easier content, if you will, when you collaborate with other people.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially because like in conversations specifically, you'll say something and you feel like you finished the thought, but then the other person might have another angle that they want to kind of discuss on the same thing. Or
yeah, it just makes for an easier time coming up with, like, the pressure to be funny or to be entertaining is like divided evenly.
Right, exactly.
And from a purely like statistical or, from a very cold point of view of like, I just want to get views. It's a very effective thing because you're drawing people from a channel that might not be familiar with you,
mm-hmm.
but that now associates you with something they are already familiar with. So someone watches this video and they're like, oh, who's the Shmolty guy? Oh, he's next to Otzdarva, which I've watched for a year, or the other way around. They're gonna be like, oh, I might like them. I'm gonna go check them out.
Right, exactly.
So it's almost non-existent. The amount of people who are on YouTube who never received like any shout out or help from a bigger channel.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it's because of that, because you want to share as much viewership as possible.
Mm-hmm. I think networking is super important.
My collabs are. How about you? Have you done collabs with other YouTubers or? I
haven't done as like a lot. I've had really good experiences though. Everyone I've reached out to has been pretty good, and pretty good, has been really good and really nice, and and a lot of the times we just end up being friends. Like Baus Phoenix, he reached out to me because he did For Honor videos, and they're totally a different kind of videos. And if you watch his videos and then watch mine, you might think that we like fucking hate each other, right? But he's actually
that's another thing that's hilarious. I don't know. Sometimes I've shit talk other YouTubers like that I'm super friends with, and they watch the video and they laugh at it, and then they do the same. But then you get the occasional comment that's like, "How dare you say this about my favorite YouTube?" Some people don't understand that we don't take this quite as seriously.
Yeah, they're just jokes. Yeah, and anyway, Baus ended up being like one of my best friends now. I talk to him all the time. So yeah, I've had really good experiences, and like when you reached out to me and then we got along super well, and there's a lot of people, and I reached out to Shammy as well, and I talk to him pretty consistently now. So but I haven't made a lot of collaboration videos per se, and I think that's just because my content is so egocentric, like inherently.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Which I wish I could do more,
if I had to.
I don't know if it would fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to like get in your skin, think what it is I would do if I were you on a collab video. It would be kind of difficult because you have a very big presence that takes up you said it yourself, the monotone tone kind of thing. That
right? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like really weird if your video was interrupted by just me shit talking? Like we wouldn't match at all, like the tone of it. Yeah,
see, like that's the angle I've always thought of taking. Like if I wanted to throw someone in a video, just have them say a short clip. But I don't know if it would work as good as
I think. I think there's others. There's other ways, because sometimes it's the it's the contrast that brings makes things funnier. For instance, there's this small YouTuber. He's never wanted to be a YouTuber or a streamer, but he's a very good friend of mine. He's called Harry Book, and he hangs around in my streams sometimes.
Right.
He's like a very talented guy. He can make a lot of funny voices and whatnot. And I've made a lot of streams and videos where he just talks with me, and we're very different. Like he just has this. He can make this deep voice, and And it's just the interaction, the contrast between one personality and another that makes it really funny. Like, think of the old TV shows where there's this very smart character and this very dumb one that's kind of comedy relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to do a collab in your shoes, I would try to go for something like that. Maybe make something more relaxed, where you have someone who's the polar opposite of you or complements you in some sort of way.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. That's part of why I started this podcast. Was it's a way for me to like reach out to other people and collaborate in a sense, you know. And also it's cool to discuss things with other YouTubers and things like that.
I learned a lot about people when I've only been like one of these podcasts before, I think. And I really, really like it. And I love having these kinds of conversations.
Yeah, I enjoy the format. I think I especially like one-on-one, I think is really cool. You gain a lot of like insight and stuff.
Well, it's way more difficult when there's a lot of people.
Right.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But yeah, I need to work it in more, but I've just been sort of nose to the grindstone trying to get things done.
I from the ones I've watched, I really like the little graphics settings you got. You make it very, very easy on the eyes if you watch it, and very, very, very good to listen to. The little music at the start. I think you started with the right foot on this one. So
awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stroke your egos too much more, but
yeah, I appreciate it though. But
you're just gonna be. You can just title this video. Two idiots compliment each other for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's essentially
say
what's
how
happening.
amazing they are. Yeah, I hate that. No, I think it's good to be critical of yourself, and the fact that you say, oh, I need to improve on this and you need to improve on that already says a lot. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, my videos are the best. I don't know why they don't get any views.
Right.
And you know, even if they're right, that's not the right attitude. No one enjoys someone just whining about their problems forever. Maybe for a bit. Yeah, it's fun, but
I think it's
you stay for the positivity.
I think it's part of the fun, just like constantly improving. Because like I go back and watch my old videos or like the beginning of old videos just to see how far I've come, and like I'll be amazed that I've gotten where I have without having the quality that I currently have, and I still want to improve.
Yeah, I know, dude. I don't even need to go that far, like a year and a half, and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, dude, I haven't even been around for that long. You know, I go back to videos 2 months ago, and I'm like, this is awful.
Of course, I mean, there's diminishing returns, right? When you reach a certain kind of quality, of course, you can't get much better than what you are right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
You already at a pretty good threshold, but yeah, you need to look at my old fucking videos where I had a fucking, you know, $15 microphone.
I watched one of your older ones a while ago, but
oh, you don't even bring it up.
I didn't talk about that. That's funny.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean,
you remember when you
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody starts, you know, at bad quality quotation marks, and you can improve, and you're always improving, and it's cool. But so you did a face reveal like what, 9 months ago or something on your channel?
Yeah,
and
it was a big thing at the time because like, wow, I had never shown my face to anyone.
Yeah, that was cool. I watched the video, and wasn't it like you were on stream? You were doing a charity stream, I believe, right? Yeah,
I mean, so I would have to walk you through my rationale so you understand what led up to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had always considered that my videos, I wanted my videos to be my videos, and I didn't want to infuse them with my personality too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to like put my face in there or talk too much, but at some point I guess that started to change.
Right.
And I still hadn't shown my face to anyone. I didn't have a webcam or anything like that. And one day I just, you know, I decided to make a charity stream because someone approached me and asked me to join like a fundraiser event. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it, right? Mm-hmm. And it was at the time that because also, this is completely unrelated, but for the longest time, I had, my videos were unmonetized. I had like, I don't know, 50,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers, and my videos were not monetized. And I was always turning down, offers. But at the time, I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to monetize them, right? And the first paycheck I got, it was like $300 or something, and I donated to this cause and I made a little stream, and I didn't I expected maybe like, I don't know, like a few people to give a little, and maybe to come out of the stream with like $500 tubs, like absolute tubs. And then people started pouring in because I had never allowed any donations or any advertiser. I guess people were like, hey, you know, now that you give us a chance and it's a good cause, so we're going to give, right?
Right.
So a lot of people started giving money, and it was like, oh, will you show your face at 1,000? I was like, something like that. And then one guy just donates $600, I think. Yeah, $600 out of the blue. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, if we get to 2,000, now I'll show my face.
Right.
And then he donates $600 again, saying, "Oh, sorry, my mistake. I meant to do it at the same time." And I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I mean, that's very generous, right?"
Yeah.
And a lot of people started donating. I was like, "Fuck, dude! All right, you want to see my face? Here's my face." And everyone was super kind about it. And I'm super average looking, but if you ask my audience, they just think I'm a Greek goddess. Sorry, not a goddess, a god of some kind.
Right.
They're just extremely kind to me, and ever since then, I've slowly become less shy, and I've come to the realization that if people stick around, it's not because of my videos per se. It's also because of my personality. So I stopped caring as much, and every now and then I'll do the occasional face cam stream and whatnot.
Yeah, didn't you do Outlast with the face cam, I think? Right? Yeah.
And also because I think those are fun games where you want to see my face. Some others I don't care so much, right?
Yeah.
But those are fun because I'm like constantly looking at the screen, and I put some effort into that, and it was fun. Yeah,
that can be cool. So you like weren't planning on doing a face reveal then? It just sort of
no,
happened.
not at all. But I was taken aback, like the generosity that people showed me that day. I was like, dude, they're doing this much for you. You might as well just give them some fat material and post your fucking face.
Right. That's cool.
And I don't regret it at all because I don't know, it was like a bonding moment. Like every good friend of you probably can go back and see what it is that made you really care about this person or realize that they were a good friend. So that was my moment of, wow, these people are amazing. They really care about me.
Yeah, that's super cool.
The least I can do is just show them my ugly face.
Have you ever been recognized after that?
No. I'm not nearly as big. And also, I am very, very lucky that I live in of course, when you make videos in English, you have people from all over the world watching, but there's only this very, very small percentage of my audience that's Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So even if there's someone out there that could recognize my face, they're probably well spread out. So
right.
I haven't met anyone, luckily.
That would be so crazy. It's like a...
I have met one person in real... Yeah, I think one person in real life that I met through the community, and that was really cool. It was a really good friend, Dutch guy. He worked as he was training to become a ship captain, right? And he was working on a huge cruise, and he landed on the coast, really, really pretty close to my house. So I went and met him, and you know, if all the people in my community are half as good looking or half as cool, I'm looking forward to meeting them all.
Yeah, that's super cool.
How about you? Have you ever had a fan outside?
I haven't.
Recognize you? Yeah. You haven't shown your face, have you?
No, I don't show my face. So there's that.
How do you feel? I've seen you have a mask of a sloth.
Right, exactly. I use the mask. It's cool.
You go out of your way to buy it? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I bought it on Amazon, because I knew I was gonna do that video. I was planning on it for a while.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Show your face.
I think it's fun, and it can be funny and like mysterious, I guess. It's kind of like intriguing.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, you can't reveal your face twice. Like the moment you do it, that's it.
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like you have to hold out a little longer, I would say, since people aren't killing you for it.
Yeah, I'm not like planning on showing my face. I kind of like being separated from, almost like it's a character or something, you know. Right. But I'm not against it either, you know, further down the line. If it's something like that I think would be necessary or beneficial, then it could be really cool.
All right, you gotta show it to me first so I can tell everyone if you're good looking.
I'll send you a picture
just to build up the hype.
Podcast is over, I'll send you a selfie.
Perfect, dude. I'm just gonna lie. No matter if if you're very handsome, I'm gonna say you're ugly as shit.
Disgusting.
I'm sorry.
What if I'm really ugly? Are you gonna say I'm really handsome?
No, I'll pick a feature that I really like, and I'll be like, he has a perfect nose. I'll go along with that.
That's great. I feel like people would be really surprised by how I look.
Oh, is that so? Because sorry to interrupt you, but
good.
people say this all the time. They tell me that my face does not match my voice, and I see where they're coming from. Like, I can't blame them.
I actually had the opposite thing with you. I felt like it matched. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
No, and it does kind of make a little bit of sense, because if you heard me speak in Spanish, I sound really, really different than English.
Right.
So I can see how it doesn't match my face. So I wonder what they would say about yours.
I'm kind of terrified of that thought. But yeah, I feel like I look really different than people would expect.
Well, if you don't want to show it to your audience, you can show it to mine. I don't know why, but they have boners for me. Many of them. I'm pretty sure they love you, dude. They have very low standards. If they like me, they'll like anyone.
I think it's maybe because it's your audience, but I'll take your word for it.
I'm just offering you a way out, okay?
That's
just
the way
in case
out.
you want to test the water someday.
Shmolty face reveal on Otzdarva's channel. I don't even upload it on mine, just on your channel.
I hope many of my viewers. I mean, that's something I always wondered. Like, for instance, for viewers that have like a common kind of theme or even video game, how much of their subscriber base is like shared? Like you and Shami or you and I, how much? Like, I don't know. Is there 10,000 people that are subscribed to both? 20,000?
Yeah.
50? It's hard to know, right? But I hope that people who watch my videos check you out. I don't know how many they will, but if they like me, they'll definitely like you.
I don't know about that, dude.
Because I like you, dude.
I know.
Sorry, this is my way of coming out to you.
I like you too, bro. But I feel like your viewers that like you, but they wouldn't like Shmolty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of an asshat in the videos.
No. I think and I would say this with a grain of salt, but because of my videos are sometimes. I do a lot of satire and I would, I do things that I think are obvious that like 99% of people will tell is satire. But then I get, 50% of comments saying, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So I think my subscribers, not so much my viewers in general, but my subscribers are like a pretty well filtered group because they've seen through the ruse, if you know what I mean.
Right.
They can tell that I'm not being serious most of the time, whereas some other YouTubers might not have that kind of filter. So while I make these videos that are kind of like obtuse and like obscure sometimes and like difficult to understand at first, I think the people that do stay, they kind of appreciate it and see past the initial, because some people just never. I can't really blame them. There's so many videos on YouTube and there's so little time. Sometimes you don't watch fully. You don't take all the time you would need to like watch a video and understand what the creator was going for. But many people just watch they read the title and they make their judgments really quick. And if you have I don't know if this has happened to you, if you have a dislike bar that's kind of high, they're immediately going to assume that the worst suspicions are true, right? And they won't even watch past the video.
Right.
If you put if your video is 10 minutes long and you put a disclaimer at like 9 minutes saying, yeah, okay, this was bullshit, guys. Don't mind me, okay? See you next time.
Right.
90% of the people are gonna miss it.
Yeah, it's true. Plus, it kind of ruins the fun.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. People, I have a very strong feeling against clickbait. Right? I hate it. I don't like tricking people into watching something they. But at the same time, I absolutely love subtly tricking, like messing with people's expectations in a good way.
Right. There's like a right way to go about it for sure.
Yeah. Not like, this celebrity has died. Find out who they named their success. No, that's just bullshit, right? Yeah. But promising something and delivering something that's it, but not what they expected at the same time. That I think has comedic value. It's just what you said. It's not the same. Yeah. If you spoil the joke at the title, it's like, oh, it's a joke. Oh, it's satire. No, it's just not the same. I would rather have a lot of angry viewers but then some of them who got the joke, you know?
Right, exactly. It's an interesting dynamic. And it's more, yeah, I think it's fun, like the mystery and just like putting something out there that's... your viewers. Because like satire in a way is like smart, I guess. So like, or like it makes you think. And I think that's really cool. I like to watch videos that I'm like intrigued by more than just like, I don't know, just straight in your face, this is what it is, and then just do that.
Well, I think satire is also a bit of a crutch, because I mean, there's people who don't need satire, who don't need to do anything smart, because they are so vibrant and they're so funny, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But not everyone is like that. I don't know about you. I really couldn't pull my weight if it was just about cracking jokes or being silly all the time.
Oh yeah, me neither, dude. Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, you're a sloth. It makes kind of sense. That's to be expected.
Yeah, it's but it's fun. So we're getting pretty close to the end here, but let's see. I think I have one more question that I wanted to ask you.
It's gonna be an interesting interview. I like this. I've asked you more questions. I feel I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. This is. I don't want it to be like a strict interview so much as I want it to be a conversation. You know, kind of just like hanging out.
I was genuinely curious, because I mean, you don't get these conversations with people who do the same thing. Because I mean, you could say we do the same thing, kind of in a way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a barista, if you're I don't know, if you're a teacher, you probably spend your day with other people who are doing the same thing, and you can talk about it. You don't really get to talk with other people so often. So I really enjoy these conversations.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I started the podcast. So I think we kind of touched on this, but we can quickly reiterate. So what initially made you want to start like making videos? What was your initial drive to do that?
Well, to be honest, as I said before, I got my name from an Armored Core game, which is like a mecha game that was made by From Software. And when I heard that From Software made an action RPG, I was like, damn, you know, I like action RPGs. I might enjoy it, and it's from this company that I know makes good games. So I never checked out Demon's Souls, but I was like, this game's gonna be good. And then one day I learned about Dark Souls, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start making videos. And I just bought the game, and I just bought a capture card for my PlayStation 3, and I started making videos. And you know, I just started out like everyone, you know, 1 view, 1 subscriber, or whatever, and grew very, very little. And you know, unluckily, I didn't really have any moment where it was like, wow, you have a viral video that blew up, right? And looking back, there were like these videos that I think were doing so well, but you know, they were just doing super average or super poorly by any measure of standards that I have today, right?
Yeah.
But little by little, I grew, and eventually I would see these people that would comment on my videos, like every video, like just a few of them, or just some of them that would comment on most of them. That were like, I really like this video. Oh, it's good to have your video. I was waiting for this video.
Right.
And at the same back then, I was so happy with that. I would personally go to my subscriber page, and I would send out a message, like a personalized message to every subscriber that I got. I had notifications enabled for like comments and for like subscribers, and I would send a message to every subscriber. And I did that until I had like 1,000, or maybe not as much, but almost.
Yeah. And
I would send a message to everyone. And I would reply to almost every comment, and afterwards to every single comment. Just thank you for watching, blah, blah, blah. I was just super happy that people were enjoying what I did. And eventually, when you grow big enough, you're kind of there for a lot of people. A lot of people are watching your videos. Like when you have 100,000 views and an average of like 6 minutes watch per person, that's a lot of time consumed by a lot of people on your videos.
Yeah. And
most of them, they just enjoy it. But for some of them, they're really precious. They're going through difficult things in their lives, and sometimes you'll get the odd message, especially during certain times of the year. During certain times of the year, where I was feeling really down, I was feeling really shit, or you know, my pet died today, or I had this terrible thing happen. By watching your video or coming to your stream, it just made me forget about it, and thank you. And that to me just means the world. And that's I don't know if what made me start, because I just started out of whim, but it's definitely what kept me going.
Right, yeah. That's really interesting. I remember I liked replying to every comment. That was like something that like a goal I had for myself, like never miss a comment.
It's extremely difficult if you at this point. Like,
oh yeah,
I still read through all of them, and I'm pretty sure you do too.
Yeah,
but
I read comments more than I like to admit sometimes, just because there's so much spam and such. But yeah, it's really fun to reply to everyone, and then there's a certain point you just can't keep up.
No, you would spend time replying to comments that you could spend making another video, like literally.
Exactly, yeah.
And people generally prefer watching the video than having one person have their comment replied to, because it does take a lot of time, and at some points you don't even know what to say. You just thank you so much, and that's why it's good to make update videos. And I know you've done that, and make little streams and stuff where people can interact with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like streaming. Is it's a lot easier to interact with people, and it's live, so it's super cool.
They can complain constantly for 5 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
And you can do nothing about it.
Just the whole chat is saying where is For Honor, and I'm sitting here trying to find the one thing that isn't that.
All right, you get a cookie from Otzdarva if you post a comment asking where's For Honor in this video.
Yeah.
because this will be at the end of the video. Most people watching the comments probably won't get to this point, so they're gonna be like, "Wow, they really want him to play For Honor." So it will be like an inside joke. Just post that.
Right. Perfect. All right. Well, I think we can wrap this up. Do you want to plug all your stuff, your channel and such?
No, not really. I'm not a big fan of self-advertisement. If you enjoy Dark Souls 3, enjoy PUBG, and probably Absolver, I think I'll probably make videos about it. You might want to check out my videos and just see if you like them. But other than that, that's all in your hands. Thank you so much, Shmolty. I had a lovely time.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Hangin' with the Sloth. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And thanks for checking out Otzdarva. You can check out his channel in my, what's it called? Like the recommended or featured channels on my channel, or a link in the description, of course. As always, definitely go give him a look. He's very humble, but he's worth a look. I like his videos a lot, and you might like him if you have the same taste as me, so worth a shot. Thanks again to Otz for actually coming on and doing this. Really appreciate that. Again, if you guys aren't following on iTunes or SoundCloud and you want to listen on just a dedicated audio platform, make sure to go check those out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am @TheRealShmolty. I tweet a bunch of dumb shit and occasionally updates on videos, so that might be handy if you're into that sort of thing. But I think we're going to end it there, so thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys next week.